Hola, mijos. Hi. As I promised, I have some new stories for you. And today, we're going to read The Brave Little Parrot. Relax. Be very still and listen. Listen carefully to this tale about a little blue parrot who lived high up in the treetops of a tropical forest. One day he surprised everyone because, despite being only a small bird, he did a very brave thing. What do you think it was? Let's see if we can find out. Now, one morning, a big dark storm cloud climbed high into the sky above the forest where the little blue parrot lived. The storm cloud was very angry and he roared and thundered, making a terrible noise. He threw silver bolts of lightning down onto the forest, and one struck an old dead tree, which burst into flames. Next, the cloud took a big, bold breath and blew the flames, making sparks jump into the surrounding trees, which then caught fire themselves. When the flames reached so high that they were licking the bottom of the parrot's nest, the parrot had no choice but to fly higher and higher into the sky. Next pages. And as the storm growled and the flames grew, the little blue parrot looked down and saw lots of his friends, all the other animals who lived in the forest, running around, confused and frightened by the fire. They did not know where they could go to find safety. The parrot was worried about them, but he stayed calm and tried to think of a way to help. Then it came to him. "Head toward the river," he shouted. "Follow me, I'll show you. This way, my friends." And he flew in the direction of the river to guide them. But not all the animals were able to follow. Some couldn't hear him, and others were trapped by the flames, crying out for help. Suddenly, the little blue parrot had another idea. He flew down to the river and dived into the water, soaking water into his wings. Then he flew back into the burning forest, and when he was high above the flames, he shook his wings, and little droplets of water fell down on the fire with a soft hiss. Back and forth he flew from the fire to the river, from the river to the fire. Each time he carried feather loads of water and sprinkled it onto the flames. The parrot was concentrating so much on trying to put out the fire that he did not notice he was being watched. High above in the sky, higher even than the storm clouds, floated a magnificent castle with gleaming spires and towers that shone as brightly as the stars. Watching from the castle were the gods of the happy lands. They shook their heads in disbelief at the parrot's actions. "What is that little blue parrot trying to do?" they asked one another. "Does he think he can put out that great fire with a few droplets of water?" "Fly away and save yourself," the gods cried to the little blue parrot. But the parrot's heart was so full of love and loyalty for his friends that he ignored the god's advice and kept flying back and forth to the river as quickly as he could. One of the gods could bear it no longer and decided to try and help. In a whoosh, he transformed himself into a great bald eagle and flew toward the burning forest where the little parrot was zigzagging in and out of the flames. "My little friend, you can't put out this raging fire with just a few drops of water. It's hopeless. Please fly away to safety," he pleaded. "With respect, Great Eagle," cried the little blue parrot, "can't you see that my friends are in danger? I love my friends, and if I don't try to save them, who will?" He was getting tired. The smoke from the fire was making him cough, and his eyes were stinging, but he still wouldn't give up. The fingers of flame stretched up, trying to scorch his beautiful blue feathers, and his little feet were getting hotter and hotter. "Ouch!" he squawked as he flew higher to escape the flames, but still he refused to give up. The godly eagle was so moved by the little blue parrot's bravery, determination, and love for his fellow creatures that he suddenly began to cry. His silver teardrops rained down, and as they flowed, they streamed onto the forest fire and trapped the poor animals. His silver teardrops rained down, and as they flowed, they streamed onto the forest fire and the poor trapped animals. Hiss, hiss, hiss went the angry flames, as the eagle's tears of compassion gradually put them out one by one, until finally the fire was completely out. The little parrot couldn't believe it. All the animals were safe. He whooped with joy and turned somersaults in the sky, and the sun couldn't help laughing as he watched. All the animals cheered, "Hooray, hooray! The brave parrot has saved us. Thank you, thank you." The storm cloud then slunk away over the horizon and left the sun to dry the forest with his warm, glowing smile. The great eagle flew back to his castle in the sky, turned himself into a god once more, and watched fondly as the happy parrot celebrated with his friends in the forest. Who would have thought that such a small bird could be so brave, so determined, and hold so much love in his little heart, he said to himself. He deserves a reward, and I know just the thing. And so the god raised his hand and pointed it at the little blue parrot. As all the animals looked on in wonder, a jet of multicolored stars flew down to the small bird, and there was a big puff of smoke. When it cleared, the little parrot was no longer blue. His tail feathers now shimmered in all colors of the rainbow, and he sparkled and glittered under the kindly gaze of the sun. So the moral is, sometimes we can feel helpless when faced with a great challenge. A wise person knows that love and compassion can give them the courage to achieve things that they thought were impossible. And that's the story for today. I will talk to you soon, mijos. Love you. Bye.